rules, so congratulations on that. So next company, since Mikhail owns a bunch of hotels, guess who's coming? Come up here. The co-working space. No, I'm kidding. We have Brennan Bosniczki with Rip a Trip. There you go.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming. My name is Brennan. Thank you ERA for hosting the event. Tonight I am pitching Rip a Trip here on my shirt. See the passion. Rip a Trip is a big data adventure travel platform. You tell us what you want to do on your next trip and what conditions or preferences are going to make your trip awesome, and we'll tell you the best destinations. Importantly, we use big data, not recommendations, to kind of minimize the uncertainties when you're planning a trip. So the problem that we're trying to solve is that almost every travel site that you go to right now begins with a fundamental question: where do you want to go? Not everybody knows where they want to go. Often they know what they want to do and what makes for a really good trip. For example, a skier might want really deep powder, expert terrain, and maybe really good après ski. A second skier might want beginner terrain, somewhere that's family friendly, somewhere that has great restaurants, maybe lift tickets that are under $80. Trying to find the best destinations for those unique preferences is incredibly difficult. Generally, people rely on referrals or recommendations, and the problem with those is those are usually generated from a handful of experiences or incomplete information. They're almost always biased and never objective. TripAdvisor is a pretty good recent example of the rating system's not working. The ratings are losing credibility and they're losing relevance. So Rip a Trip, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. So in terms of team, I'm a single founder. I have a quantitative background, 2 years at quant hedge fund, 3 years managing a $7 billion external hedge fund portfolio, and 4 years as a proprietary trader. I also hold CFA, CMT, CAIA designations, and I have a master's in investment analysis. The problem that I'm trying to solve, I don't think it's an engineering problem, but I do realize it requires technical expertise. Accordingly, I put together what I think is a pretty compelling technical advisory board. On that board, I have Moritz Gimbel. He has a Master's of Science in Media and Communications from London School of Economics, but more importantly, he is the head of product at NBC Universal. I also have Tiffany Bogic, who is a Cambridge PhD data scientist, co-founder of Science.ai, a Techstars company that's raised over $3 million in seed capital. Chris Candy is a friend of 15 plus years. Chris is co-founder of 7 Media, which is a mobile app and augmented reality developer in Toronto. Chris is leading our development. And finally, David Parkinson is a multiple Emmy Award winning meteorologist with CBS, and he is leading efforts on weather data. In terms of the ask, right now what we're looking for more than anything else is a high quality equity investor who can provide reputation, mentorship, and resources. At this point, the money is not as important of a factor. Compared to most startups, we can easily get to 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 users in a matter of a few months. In terms of progress, which I skipped, sorry, we have surveyed, developed a prototype, and are currently taking the feedback from our survey and remapping the prototype into an MVP that we're launching next month. We are launching the MVP initially with 2 sports, wind sports, kiteboarding, and windsurfing. We have aggregated over 100,000 data points on the 2, and we are distilling all that information basically into 10 to 12 criteria that a user can make selections from to find optimal places for their next trip. What we want to do is we want to start with 1 sport and do really well. We want a kiteboarder to come back from their next vacation having had an awesome experience, and then they have a friend who says, hey, I'm looking at going hiking, or I want to go on a yoga retreat, maybe a ski trip, a surf trip, whatever, any sort of activity-related sport. That person, that kiteboarder is going to be like, hey, I used RiverTrip and had this awesome trip because I had all the details about this destination. You should check it out. I think I've covered everything, a little bit out of order, but thank you.
Pretty good pitch overall. I'll say problem clearly stated. You spoke about the team advisory, relevant experience. You touched on the fact that you already have a prototype, which is good. And you outlined kind of your roadmap more or less. I think all of those are good points. I would have spoke about maybe the business plan a little bit and how you envision to make money, just conceptually and even at a high level. I think that's important to mention. Even though I think we get an idea.
Can I quickly address that?
Yeah.
So initially, our sole motivation is creating value, is creating a brand that people want to come to, recommend to their friends, and that is like our singular objective. Obviously, we need to monetize it. First thought is an internal booking platform. So right now, if you look at the space, so the entire adventure travel industry is about $700 billion. If I ask you to name one dominant player in it, go ahead.
We all know what that is. TripAdvisor.
Okay, sure. I wouldn't. I think they're on their way out. But
I don't know anything about this space. So.
What I think I'm trying to get at least, is specifically with adventure travel, TripAdvisor is a little bit more broader. There's no dominant player kind of catering to this audience. There's no Airbnb, there's no Uber,
Correct.
There's no leaders in the space.
So it's a fragmented industry, is what you're saying.
Thank you. Yes. Sorry, back to monetizing. Yes, so preference would be internal booking platform. So there are hundreds of booking platforms for adventure travel that you have never heard of.
Yeah.
And none of them have any different, most of them have very little differentiation and have no value. So that's why our singular objective right now is creating that value. We get the user base, we get people who want to use our service, we can then parlay that into an internal booking platform. Alternatively, we can do a TripAdvisor type model where we have affiliate revenue and whatnot. Plan A would definitely be internal booking platform. Plan B, TripAdvisor type model. Plan C, don't really want to go that route, but it's an option. Kind of a smaller thing would be a subscription model.
Yeah. No, I think that makes sense.
Thank you.